The most important thing that I've learned pursuing recovery is have a big breakfast, no restricting starting from early in the mornings. I'm making a toasted pumpkin spice Thomas English muffin. I hoarded these and put a ton of them in my freezer. I'm having some leftover strawberries I still have because I don't have any bananas, which I usually have in the morning, which is really sad. I'm making some PB2 on the side just because I usually always have it with the banana in the morning, so I'm actually just gonna dip my strawberries in it. That looks really good. I've already had 1 cup of decaf coffee with almond milk, so here's my 2nd cup decaf I drink because I have acid reflux. 1 cup of almond milk, some stevia, and hazelnut flavoring. This is toasting. I love you. I used to have such a fear of eating a lot really early in the morning, so when I have that thought, I go against it. And my recovery brain is saying go ahead and eat another thing, so listening to my body and having this cranberry almond mini protein bar. Making strides, people. People, this recovery is doing so well. My binge eating recovery, my eating disorder recovery that I've been choosing to document here on my recovery diary. What's really important that I've learned is that I feel like now I'm actually proud enough of who I am and what I'm doing in my own personal life that I've not needed to do so much external validation. And I love Instagram, I love YouTube, I love social media, but I know that I've put so much effort and time into it obviously because it gives me some sort of confidence. It gives me some security. It makes me feel like a valid human being. And I know that's not how many other people use it, but I own up to that and I notice that in myself. So I've taken a step back from it and not been forcing myself to post a video if I just didn't want to, couldn't do it. So that's the key in your life. Do things that you want to do. And as you discover that you're healing through your recovery and feeling healthier and happier, you need less people to be telling you you're good. Because I finally feel like I'm a good person. I've struggled a lot with not feeling valid and not feeling like I'm valuable or good. I've always felt bad. I've always punished myself and felt like I needed to achieve doing things and getting places and winning awards, you know, graduating with honors, all these things, all these perfectionist overachiever tendencies. I didn't realize how much I wanted to do that as a result of being this bad eating disorder, binge eating, struggling, anxiety-ridden, depressed human. I realized that I was always punishing myself for doing that. And I was like, okay, well, if you're this messed up, you better do all these really cool things. So I think that's why I've become very successful in my life, but I think my success was unfortunately the result of feeling never good enough. And I've been changing that, which is freaking awesome. And how do I do it? Therapy. I would be nothing without my therapist. No, that's an overstatement. But therapy just helps you to see into yourself and you finally just develop a better relationship with yourself constantly, and it's unreal. And if you guys are thinking about therapy, want to do it, but are nervous or don't want to do it and have hesitance as to what it's like, I think in my own personal life, therapy has been crucial and basically the only reason that I've been able to pursue eating disorder recovery in terms of loving my body, loving myself, developing a healthy relationship with my body and myself. So I have a video, and I'll also put it in the description box, how to start therapy, because, you know, I get constant questions about how I've been able to get to this place. That's how. It's really your mental health, it's really your brain, it's really rewiring all these things and realizing these are all coping mechanisms for struggles and stresses. There's just so much stuff, and you really can't tackle it in just one moment. This diary entry is going to talk about one specific revelation that I've had, and I think that's kind of how I want to separate these videos. I think that's what I should do, because each little revelation is a huge thing in recovery, and it'll really help you guys, I think. There we go. We'll do it. First of all, I ask myself questions constantly when I'm about to eat food or when I'm thinking about food or when I'm eating it. How am I feeling? What are these anxieties and nervousness that's like really subconscious and deep down that's like fueling my behavior or my actions right now? So last night, I never restrict anymore with my food. That's been something that I force myself not to do. Like when I wake up, I let myself have breakfast. I listen to all my hunger signals. I don't stop myself from eating even though I know that I've probably eaten a lot today. I've really forced myself to consciously take action in not listening to that eating disorder disorder voice, not listening to that restrictor or that binge eater, that self-punishing voice that's saying you shouldn't eat because you might want to eat more later. That's my hugest thing, that I'm always worried about eating now, because I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get fat if I continue to listen to my hunger and still need to eat later. So when I hear that voice in me, which is so freaking strong, like every single day, 24/7, that's the same voice that I constantly have to hop over. But the thing is, I look at it and go, oh, I acknowledge that you have all these paranoias about the fact that you might need to eat more later, and then you're gonna get fat if you let yourself eat a lot more now. That's that restrictor behavior that allows the binge eating to happen later, because you're genuinely freaking hungry. And this is how you start to heal, is you look at that eating disorder voice, you listen to those anxieties and fears, and you acknowledge them and love them. You go, oh, I understand that. I mean, you've been struggling with this for years. Of course you feel that way. It's a nice thing. I want to be nice to that voice. I'm not gonna point it and go, that's effed up. You need to stop that. Because shaming your genuine feelings, I think in my past has allowed me to actually listen to them and act on them and then restrict and not eat, because it's like this negative reinforcement shaming little voice in me that's like, you're just bad and you shouldn't eat, and then I ended up binging later. So I acknowledge the fears and insecurities. I go, oh, it's okay. And I say, you can make a conscious choice right now, Kelly. You're recovered. You can overcome this. And then I let myself eat. And the scariest part has been for me, usually during the day, like breakfast, I only would let myself have maybe like 200 to 500 calories for breakfast, no more than that. And I don't track things, but just giving you an idea of how much I'm eating. Now I'm sensing that every time I eat a meal, it needs to be at least 600 to 800 calories. And for me, that's like alarms, 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 like, oh my god, you're gonna get fat, that's so much food at one point. And when I hear that voice in my head that's freaking the frick out, I go, totally understand you're freaking out. You are freaking out, but you're okay. Let yourself have the freak out moment, but you don't have to act on it. It doesn't mean, oh, then you need to restrict later because you've let yourself have this much to eat too early. I go, we're gonna work through it again, because you're gonna have this fear again, and you have the power to overcome it. You're fine. It's okay. Also, what's really, really crucial is that I write down that stuff in the journal. And I've transferred my journaling. I used to always just write like the wins of the day or what I'm doing, my activities. Now I don't do any of that stuff unless I find that it was something really significant. I write my feeling about what's happening right now when I have paranoia about my body or food, or I feel like I'm not achieving stuff, when I feel like I'm a piece of crap and being lazy. I write down those feelings, because those feelings are what fuels all these behaviors, all these stresses, all this nervousness. And then you write them down and you go, I validate these feelings, and we're gonna work through them. We're gonna start peeling away all that negative reinforcement and that bashing yourself for all these behaviors, and we're gonna slowly just say, okay, these perfectionist tendencies, these overachiever tendencies have gotten me places, but they've made me torn up completely inside, and I've decided in my brain that I needed food for fulfillment to make me feel better every time. So that's a big gem that I feel like has changed my freaking life in the last week and a half, that I've been, it's not easy, but it's not hard, and it's not painful, and it is exhausting, but I feel like I'm finally feeling the real things that I need to feel to move on in my recovery every day. And I want you to know this, recovery is like a full-time job. I feel like it's my full-time job right now, besides my actual job as a researcher and besides doing social media. It's okay to take a step back from other things, because you need to put your mental health and your happiness first. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. We are killing it. You guys are warriors, and I'm so freaking proud of you. All the outreach from you guys constantly just makes my whole world, and you guys impress me every freaking day. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it at all. If it helped, please drop a comment below. I love when you guys share your story and what you're going through, if you're noticing any parallels between you and I, all that. And please subscribe so you always get updates from me, and you will always know when there's another recovery diary series video from me, or binge eating video, weight gain series video. So just make sure that you also put on the notifications, like a bell for them, I think, so that you get a notification every time I upload a video if you want to know. I will see you in the next video. Bye!